Welcome to All People's Church Unitarian Universalist, formerly known as First Jefferson. My name is Andrew Fields. Charlotte Bailey and I are your co-celebrants this morning. Whether you are a first-time guest or come here again and again, I am so glad to see you all here today. As Unitarian Universalists, we are a part of a long tradition of religious freedom, theological inclusiveness, and community acceptance, and we cherish our diversities of race, age, ability, politics, theology, sexual orientation, culture, and ethnicity. We are bound together not by creed, but the promises we affirm together, and all who find themselves in harmony with those promises are welcome in this house. Welcome to all our visitors today. If you have not done so, please sign in at the visitors table located by the front door. When doing so, you may choose to place your name on our mailing list to receive our weekly email and monthly newsletter. We hope everyone will stay and join us for refreshments and conversation following the service. Please see the insert in your order of service for a list of all events this week at church. This insert also lists important news from our Caring and Sharing Committee. We have one announcement. The Religious Education Council is gearing up for our fall semester and would love to offer you an opportunity to teach our elementary youth once per month. Our curriculum is called Circle of Trees and explores the natural world and our connection to it. See Virginia Thornton after service for more info or to sign up. You may notice that sanctuary is set up differently than usual. Today's service is being presented by Sacred Hearth, the CUPS group here at All People's Church. The Covenant of Unitarian Universalist Pagans, or CUPS, is an organization dedicated to networking pagan-identified Unitarian Universalists, educating people about paganism, promoting interfaith dialogue, developing pagan liturgies and theologies, and supporting pagan-identified UU religious professionals. Today, Sacred Hearth is presenting a ritual for rain. There will be drumming during part of the ritual, and if you have a drum or other instrument, at this time, we remind you to silence your cell phones as we gather into a spirit of worship.
The call to worship this morning is Call from Beyond by Susan McGinn. From beyond the playful summer clouds, beyond the earth's thin blue line, from beyond the bright moon and meteor showers, we hear the call to look and listen carefully, to turn away from a world that buys and sells happiness, to fully experience the luring whisper of your heart's truth. Why not today? Why not now? We are here and together at home in this evolving place, home in this ever-changing breath and body, home in this dewy morning, even as it reaches towards a hot high noon. We hear the call from far beyond and deep within, and we do not hear it alone. Come, let us worship together.
You are willing and able for the lighting of the chalice. Reading is from In a World Filled with Darkness by Douglas John Traversa. In a world filled with the darkness of ignorance, let us bring the light of reason. In a world filled with the darkness of despair, may we share the light of hope. In a world filled with the darkness of hate, let us shine the light of love. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest of truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve others in community, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with creation. Thus do we covenant for one another.
We now welcome the young and young at heart to come forward for the story of all ages, read by Joe Burnham.
Okay, kiddos. Excuse me. All right. I need... Ash, will you hold the microphone for me, please? I'm going to use your mic. Okay? Thank you. Sorry, guys. Today our story is called The Marriage of the Rain Goddess. It's a South African myth, and it's written by Margaret Olivia Wolfson. This is the story of Mbaba Mwana Warisa, the rain goddess. Mbaba Mwana Warisa lived in the clouds in a round hut made of rainbow arches. The earth people loved the rain goddess. When they heard the boom, boom of her thunder drum, they knew that the rains would come. They knew that soon bright pools of water would shine on earth, providing refreshment for the birds and the beasts and the insects. They knew that her rains would ripen their land with pumpkins and squash, melons and berries. Still, the rain goddess was lonely. She longed for a companion. She wanted a mate to share the joy she felt when peeking through the clouds. She observed sea snails floating on crystal bubbles, eland and antelope drinking from pools, and crickets and frogs croaking and singing on moon gold nights. In search of a partner, the rain goddess journeyed through the heavens. But though the gods were handsome, fearless, and strong, they stirred no love in her heart. They were too busy with their spears and shields. And so the rain goddess decided to seek her husband among the mortals. She changed herself into a shaft of sunlight, and in glittering golden beams fell to the village below her hut. With radiant eyes, she peered through open doorways, watching the people as they ate and talked, cooked and slept, and polished their earthen floors until they gleamed like black pearls. But no man here moved her heart. The goddess became a cloud. She flew over swamps and hills, forests and grasslands, watching the women planting crops, men tending cattle, and the Yanga healing the sick with herbs and roots. She smiled at the boys rolling melons down the hills, trying to hit them with spears before they reached the bottom. And her heart softened at the sight of the girls weaving love letters from colored beads. Finally, after many months of wandering, her eyes came to rest on a young cattle herder named Thandiwe. Thandiwe was returning to his kraal, singing as he went. He sang about flower-jeweled fields and bright green snakes coiled like bracelets on rocks. The beauty of his music told the goddess much about the depth of his heart. Still, he was a mortal. He must be tested. Smiling, the goddess returned to her rainbow hut, a gleaming curtain of rain falling from each footstep. That night, Thandiwe had a dream. In this dream, he saw a magical being, glistening in oil and golden bracelets, her face half hidden by twisted leaves. She handed him a small square of colored beads. Thandiwe knew the meaning of many of the colors. The white told him her love was pure, the brown that it was as rich as the earth, and the blue that she would fly across endless skies to meet him. The magical woman then said, "You are destined to marry Mahaba Moana Warisa, the rain goddess. When you awake, begin building the Ikwati, the bridal home. No matter what happens, wait there for your bride." Then Thandiwe awoke. He shook his head in disbelief. Resting in his hands was a love letter of colored beads. The next day, Thandiwe began building his bridal hut. When it was finished, he stood before it and waited. As Thandiwe waited, the rain goddess prepared for her marriage. She shaved her head and covered it with a ragged cloth. She removed her rainbow-colored skirt and wrapped herself in a torn zebra skin. She smeared her beautiful brown skin with ashes. Then she summoned a young girl named Nomalanga to her rainbow hut. The goddess dressed Nomalanga in the costume of a Zulu bride. She draped coils of colored beads around the girl's neck and waist and covered her face with a veil of twisted leaves. She circled Nomalanga's wrists with gold and copper and adorned her with polished pebbles and shells. She rubbed her skin with oil until it glistened like sunlight on the water. Then, when she had finished, the goddess stepped back and smiled. Nomalanga was beautiful. Meanwhile, Thandiwe continued to wait. "Look at that fool," a villager shouted. "He thinks he's getting married, but no girl has been promised to him. Thandiwe, you are crazier than the hyena who tries to catch the moon's reflection in its jaws." Suddenly, the storm clouds gathered on the horizon, and jagged streaks of lightning flashed across the sky. "It's the lightning bird," the villagers cried in terrified voices as they scurried for shelter. Like the others, Thandiwe was afraid. He knew the evil lightning bird. Those killed by its powerful energy were buried without ceremony. Animals struck by the lightning bird were not eaten. Huts touched by its talons were later destroyed, burned to the ground in crackling fires. Thandiwe shuddered, fear clawing at his heart, but he remained in front of his bridal hut, steadfastly awaiting the magical woman seen in his dream. Then, as quickly as it had come, the storm passed and a rainbow slid down from the heavens. When the rainbow touched the ground, two women stepped from the shimmering bow. Looking Thandiwe in the eye and pointing to Nomalanga, the rain goddess said, "This is the beautiful being you saw in your dream. This is your bride." Thandiwe regarded the girl, shining like a vision. Then he looked at the woman who had spoken. She was dull and gray, her head covered in rags. "This girl is not my bride," said Thandiwe. "You may be dressed in torn zebra skins and covered with ashes, but these things cannot conceal your splendor. In your eyes I see the bright gleam of rivers, ponds, lakes, and seas. I see the power of one who greens the earth and nourishes the crop. Such power surpasses the charm of well-oiled skin and the jingling of bracelets and cowrie shells. You are my bride. You are Mababa Moana Marisa, the rain goddess." When the goddess heard these words, she knew she had chosen wisely. "Let the ceremonies begin," she said. Soon the villages were dancing and feasting, celebrating the marriage of Mababa Moana Marisa and Thandiwe. It was only when the sun dipped behind the hills and the stars sparkled, silver beads in the skies, that the festivities came to an end. While everyone was sleeping, Mababa Moana Marisa and Thandiwe left the earth. Hand in hand, they journeyed to the rainbow hut high up in the African heavens, and there they live to this very day and will always live. For Thandiwe had become a god, and like the souls of mortal men and women, gods and goddesses never die.
We would like to say thank you to our children for your attention and participation during worship this morning. It is a gift and a blessing to have this time together as a church family. We're glad that you're here. Today we welcome the children and their parents and teachers to remain with us in service.
The offertory reading is Rain on the Hill by Lucy Maud Montgomery. Now on the hill, the fitful wind is so still that never a wimpling mist uplifts, nor a trembling leaf drop-laden stirs. From the ancient firs, aromas of balsam drifts, and the silent places are filled with elusive odors distilled by the rain from asters impearled and frilled, and a wild wet savor that dwells far adown in tawny fallows and bracken dells. Then with a rush, breaking the beautiful hush, where the only sound was the lisping, low, conversive raindrops, or the deer sound close to the ground grasses make when they grow, comes the wind in a gay, waking turbulent, to winnow each bough, toss, piping and whistling in glee with the vibrant notes of a merry minstrelsy. The friendly rain sings many a haunting strain, now of gladness and now of dole, anon of the glamour and the dream that ever seem to wait on a pilgrim soul. Yea, we can hear the grief of an elder year and laughter half forgotten and dear. In the wind and the rain we find fellowship meet for each change of mood or mind. The offering will now be gratefully received. Will the ushers please come forward? Okay. Thank you.
Please join us in responsive reading number 550 in the Gray Hymnal. This we know. The earth does not belong to us. We belong to this earth. All things are connected. We did not weave the web of life. We are merely a strand in it. Please join us in hymn number 1068, Rising Green. What the heck was that?
We honor our time together with the shared stories and news from the congregation. Each week there is a journal outside the entrance to the sanctuary where you can write a message of memory or hope. Also, at any time during our service, you are welcome to come forward and light a candle in our meditation center here at the side of the chancel. We focus our thoughts today on the many peoples in the world who face floods, drought, fires, and war. We turn our thoughts as well to those seeking refuge in another country, to those who are burdened by sickness, hunger, and pain, by sorrow and anxiety, violence and loss. We pause this morning to share our care for these people and also for those closer to home about whom we are concerned. There's nothing written in the book this morning. There's nothing written in the book this morning. May the warmth of this community extend to all who are rejoicing or hurting in our wider world. The stories that live in this community are cherished, even when unshared, as we keep one another in mind during the week ahead. We now ask you to pause for a few moments of quiet meditation to hold and uplift both the celebrations and sorrows among us. As we entered into a time of shared meditation and reflection, we invite you to light a candle in the meditation area as you are so moved. Although the summer heat dome has shifted away from our part of the country recently, allowing cold fronts and rain showers to come our way, we are still in the grip of a drought. The University of Nebraska Drought Monitor for August 16th has much of the country in severe to exceptional drought. Here in Tarrant County, Texas, we are in the exceptional drought category. Many cultures had rituals they performed to bring rain in such times. Indigenous peoples of North America, Africa, and China, for example, performed rain dances. In Thailand, some farming communities still perform a rain-making ceremony called the Cat Parade. So today we are going to perform a ritual of our own to bring the rain and ease the drought. Though dancing is optional, there won't be any cats involved today. In our ritual today, we will invoke and make offerings to the land spirits and the ancestors, as well as Mother Earth, Father Sky, and indigenous storm gods known as the Thunderers. We will honor the gods and spirits with readings, engage in a guided meditation, and finish with a working to bring much-needed rain. We begin by ringing a bell to signify that we are leaving ordinary time and entering ritual time.
Let the rite begin.
I invite you to close your eyes and take a moment to breathe and feel close to the earth under your feet. Now imagine yourself as a tree planted right where you are, with roots that dig down into the dirt, holding fast through whatever winds might pull you, pulling wisdom and water from the rocks and silt that hold you firm. We can learn from the thousands of varieties of trees that there are many ways to weather a storm. The willow is not as strong as the oak, but there is strength and resolve in flexibility. The mesquite easily drops that which weighs it down instead of coming entirely undone. You too have strengths that are yours entirely. Revel in that. Whatever trunks and canopies you bring to this circle together, we share one canopy. We are a unified grove of spectacular strengths. Open your eyes and share space. We are here today as a congregation, as pagans and UUs together, to worship together, to honor the gods and spirits, and to work aright for much-needed rain. We welcome all who come in love and friendship to join our gathering and celebrate with us.
Of the land, spirits of this place, you who are here long before us, we invite you into this circle. May we share this place in honor and friendship. Accept this offering, we ask, given in hospitality and in love. Spirits of this place, hail and welcome.
Hail and welcome.
Ancestors of blood and ancestors of spirit, ancestors most ancient, you whose children we are and on whose foundation we build, we invite you into this circle. May we continue your lines in power and strength, and may we live so as to be worthy of the honor of those who come after us. Accept this offering, we ask, given in hospitality and in love. Blessed ancestors, hail and welcome.
Hail and welcome.
Blessed Mother Earth, you who are the mother of all life, you who are the keeper of the forests and the ground we walk on, the fields that sustain us, we invite you into this circle. May we join you in the great works of this time and place. Accept this offering, we ask, given in hospitality and in love. Mother Earth, hail and welcome.
Hail and welcome.
Blessed Father Sky, you who are the Father of all life, you who are the keeper of the clouds, the air we breathe, whose movements mark the passing of time, the ages, We invite you into this circle. May we join you in the great work of this time and place. Accept this offering, we ask, given in hospitality and in love. Hail and welcome.
Hail and welcome.
Mighty thunderers, gods of rain, storm, and sky, you who bring the wind and the life-giving rain, we invite you into this circle. May we join you in the great work of this time and place. Accept this offering, we ask, given in hospitality and in love. Mighty thunderers, hail and welcome.
Hail and welcome.
I'm waiting for him to scroll it. It's not scrolling it. The gods move in the wind. An old tree creaks as it sways, and one day it will fall, but not today. The thunderers are playing up on the high plains, but soon they will gather themselves and come rollicking through the city, laughing and tossing lightning at the earthbound creatures below, stirring up whirlwinds in their wake. They never know what they leave behind. Mortal pain and anger and loss, gratitude for the blessings of rain, and sheer wonder at it all.
Is Gray and Tender is the Rain by Lizette Woodworth Reese. Oh, gray and tender is the rain that drips, drips on the pane. 100 things come in the door. The scent of herbs, the thought of yore. I see the pool out in the grass, a bit of broken glass. The red flags running wet and straight down the little flapping gate. Lombardy poplars tall and three, across the road I see. There is no loveliness so plain as a tall poplar in the rain. But oh, the 100 things and more that come in at the door, the smack of mint, old joy, old pain, caught in the gray and tender rain.
Prayer to Mother Earth by Lucy Bunch. We pray to you, Mother Earth, with gratitude for your holding and sustaining love, for air, water, and soil that we feed us, for the mountains and the rivers and the oceans that calm our spirits, for loving and supporting all beings and all creation. We pray to you, Mother Earth, with humanity. People, help us to remember our place in the great web of life. Help us to remember that we are but a part of this great web, and that we must do our part for all life. We pray to you, Mother Earth, for forgiveness for our ignorance and our willful disregard of the damage we have done to you, to the air, and to the waters, and the soil and the life of this beautiful planet. We pray to you, Mother Earth, for fortitude to uphold our part in reversing the damage we have caused, for the fortitude to make and sustain a commitment to you to do our part to heal the planet. Mother Earth, in gratitude and humanity, we ask that you hold us and sustain us as we strive to live in connection with you and all life.
The reading below is originally from Earth is My Mother, Sky is My Father, Space, Time, and Astronomy, and Navajo Sand Painting by Trudy Griffin Pierce. George Blue Eyes, a Navajo elder, wrote a poem that expresses the Navajo reverence for the earth and sky with great lyricism and dignity. We say, Nahashtan Shema, earth my mother. We are made from her. Even though she takes us daily, we will become part of her again. For we are her. The earth is our mother, the sky is our father. Just as a man gives his wife beautiful things to wear, so our Father Sky does the same. He sends rain down of Mother Earth, and because of the rain, the plants grow, and flowers appear of many different colors. She, in turn, provides food for him. He dresses her as a man would dress his woman. He moves clouds and male rain. He moves dark mists and female rain. Dark mists cloak the ground, and plants grow with many colored blossoms. The plant with colored blossoms are her dress, and it wears out. Yes, the earth's cover wears out. The plants ripen and fade away in the fall. Then in the spring, when the rain comes again, Mother Earth once again puts on her finery. The plants are restored again in beauty. This is what the stories of the elders say.
Make sure you are seated comfortably and set aside for a moment all of your papers, your electronics, your worries and concerns. Remember from our earlier meditation that you are a tree. Close your eyes and feel yourself still rooted, a grove of trees swaying in the breeze and sunlight. Enjoy the sun for a moment, feeling its light stirring photosynthesis in your leaves or needles, nutrients circulating through your xylem to all the parts of yourself. Birds call, insects buzz, squirrels scamper among your branches. It is a warm, humid day here in the cross timbers, and it feels good to just be a tree. But the wind begins to change. It strengthens and shifts around from the south to the west to the north. Birds and animals fall silent. Your attention shifts skyward, and you see that the sky to the north has darkened with roiling, imposing clouds. The wind strengthens and grows cold, and you think you can hear voices in it. It carries the earthy smell of rain to you. Lightning flashes with a crack and a loud rumble of thunder, and you hear the thunderers laughing and calling to one another. Then the storm hits, thunder and lightning all around you, a torrent of icy rain and wind stronger than you've seen in months. Your thirsty roots shiver with relief as water leaches into the soil. But above ground, your trunks and branches are battered by the wind. You can feel twigs snap, leaves stripped from your branches. There's a loud crack as someone loses a limb. You wonder for a wild moment if the grove will survive this time. But you feel your roots still anchored securely in the ground, and you know they will hold. You've weathered these storms before. Finally, the wind and rain begin to ease. Lightning and thunder grow less frequent, more distant, and you hear the thunderers laughing as they rumble away to the southeast. Gradually, the sky begins to clear, the wind to settle, and at last the sun returns. The world is sparkling wet, fresh, and clean. You draw your attention back to the grove. Everyone has lost leaves and twigs, which are scattered around on the ground below you. But these will regrow easily. A few have lost limbs or larger branches, but you see now that these were dead and weak, ready to fall at any time. All the leaves in the grove have come through the storm healthy and whole. The lost leaves, twigs, and dead branches will provide shelter and nourishment for birds and bugs and other small creatures, and will eventually break down, returning nutrients to the soil. The water table has been replenished by the rain, and the air is clean and clear and the sun warm again. As the air and land begin to warm and dry, you hear birds and other creatures begin to stir and call, and the world goes back to its business. And when you're ready, open your eyes.
At this time, we are going to drum and dance to raise energy and send it out to bring rain. If you have a drum or other instrument, feel free to join in. If not, we have various instruments and noisemakers here to lend, or feel free to clap or drum on your knees. If you wish to dance, you may join us here in the middle of the circle, or you may be seated and move your body in beat. When the energy peaks, we will send it out.
Feel the energy we've raised. Lift your arms and send that energy outward. Feel it flow from you towards the sky, into the atmosphere, and think thoughts of gratitude and cool, cool rain. May it be so.
May it be so. Please stand as you're willing and able while we thank those we invited here today.
Thunderers, mighty thunderers, gods of rain, storm, and sky, we thank you for your presence and your blessings. May there be peace and honor between us, now and forever. Hail and welcome.
Hail and
Hail
farewell.
and farewell.
Hail and farewell.
I just don't want to get rid of it. Blessed Father Sky, Father of all life, we thank you for your presence and your blessings. May there be peace and honor between us now and forever. Hail and farewell.
Hail,
Hail
and farewell.
Blessed Mother Earth, Mother of all life, we thank you for your presence and your blessings. May there be peace and honor between us now and forever. Hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell.
Ancestors of blood and ancestors of spirit, ancestors most ancient, we thank you for your presence and your blessings. May there be peace and honor between us now and forever. Hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell.
Spirits of the land, spirits of this place, we thank you for your presence and your blessings. May there be peace and honor between us now and forever. Hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell.
Please close your eyes and hold in your mind the image of your tree, strong and whole and proud after the storm. Imagine the roots you projected earlier coming back into the center of your being. Carry with you the sense of community and awe that comes from being a grove together, and the reassurance that you are your own first and foremost. Please join us in hymn number 387, The Earth, Water, Fire, Air, found in the Great Hymnal. We will sing it through 4 times. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, 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 return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, 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 return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, 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 return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, 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 return. Please remain standing for the extinguishing of the chalice and the closing benediction.
This flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Closing benediction is Let Our Lives Be a Prayer by Joel Miller. Let our lives be a prayer that waters dry souls, mends broken hearts, refuses to be terrorized, seeks this world's beauty, and carries us through its storms. We thank everyone for being here today and welcome you to join us in the library for coffee and conversation. Thank you.
Yep.